What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Why We Love PlayStation VR.
Two of them.
Sitting across from me this week and every week. Oh, except for maybe last week. Oh, hopefully you guys saw that.
Yeah.
The king of all VR kings, the Soba King himself. He's a hobbit.
Yes. Yes. True.
It's Jeremy King.
Hey, hello.
And please tell them I'm not making fun of you for your height.
No, not making fun of me for my height.
This is
Somebody
the thing.
did that when I was 14, actually, and that's how I got the name.
It's like actually your nickname. Like some of
Yeah.
your friends actually call you that. It's not
My
offensive.
dearest friends to this day still call me. You know, in the litter box, I'll reiterate how I got reiterate.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that the right thing?
Yeah.
Retell the tale.
Patreon.com/withoutparole gives us
Games.
$1 or more every single month, and you can hear that. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be an amazing story.
Yeah, real amazing.
Jeremy King.
Hey, thank you. Clap, clap, clap. And sitting next to my left and your slight right, like always, is regular ass Brian Paul.
Regular ass.
Hey.
Every week on Why We Love PlayStation VR, we dip into the PSVR archive. We pull out a game
Yep.
at random.
Very.
This one was highly requested.
Yes, this one was
Yeah.
highly requested.
We play the crap out of it. We look into it, see if it's been getting loved by the developers, any updates, any DLC, any patches, and then we'll let you know, the loyal game cats,
Meow.
if it's worth your time. That being said, what poster is on my wall to the right? Jeremy.
Mervils, a VR adventure.
A VR adventure.
Yes.
It's in quotations. I wonder who said it.
Right?
Yeah, I hate that.
Right? I don't. Why would they need to quote that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Mervils, a VR adventure by Vitruvius VR.
Yes.
Released February 21st, 2017 for $19.99.
Mm-hmm.
Vitruvius VR.
Yeah.
Literally just talked about these guys
We
a couple
just
weeks ago
did.
on our Shadow Legend review.
That's right. And an interview with them recently as well, too.
And an interview with them.
Mm-hmm.
This was their first game.
I can hear electricity flowing through this room. You hear it?
Yeah, something's terribly wrong.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
going to go away.
As long as there's no fire, we're
Yeah.
okay.
Then they all of a sudden this fire and the screen goes black.
So this is...
Gone.
There we go. It's my building's old.
It's that poltergeist.
Poltergeist.
Yeah.
I'm cutting all of this out.
Yeah.
This is an interesting episode.
Yes.
Because this is the very first time we've ever double dipped. When you joined the
That's
show,
true.
you know, we were just plowing ahead doing stuff
Yep.
that we still have never done that I didn't do review discussions with Des, but enough people said we really want to hear Jeremy's thoughts on Mervils that we decided to double dip, and because Shadow Legend is so new,
Yeah.
we thought it'd be a nice trip down memory lane
Yep.
to see what these guys did before, what their pedigree was,
Yeah.
and see how two guys from Canada
Yeah.
did on this 3D platforming adventure.
It is neat to see that. Actually, I did it in the opposite. I played their newer game, then their older one. But it's interesting. It's similar to like one of your old local bands when you'd get the demos and you hear them and it's still awesome, and then it's like 4 years later. I know it was less time than that with this, but then they have a studio album and you're like, wow, listen to how much they've changed and progressed.
Yeah.
You know, it was neat to see that in reverse.
Right. This is My Chemical Romance for me all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
The Black Parade was my first album,
Yeah.
and then I went back and listened to Three Chairs, and then before that,
I know none of it.
It's
I
all
know
right.
the name of the band.
one of these days I'm going to force feed you My Chemical Romance, Sirens on Our End, and this should probably be a Litterbox episode.
Okay.
So I kind of already gave up the ghost. What kind of game is Mervils, a VR adventure?
It's like an action adventure hack and slash collectathon.
It's like a 3D platformer.
A 3D platformer as well too. I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Like maybe the defining attribute of the game itself.
Yeah.
I'm going to read the description from the PlayStation Store.
Okay.
Because it's amazing. With merely a sword and a few coins, your quest begins in the Mervil countryside.
Yeah.
The pages of the great Mervil book has been scattered throughout the land, and the dark sorcerer Balazar the Evil has risen from the shadows. It's up to one brave hero to collect all the lost pages, rebind the great book, and defeat Balazar.
Almost. Redo it.
Almost had it. With merely a sword and a few coins, once and for all.
Nice.
Yeah,
That is an epic description of a title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously, with that kind of description, it's kind of story heavy, right?
Yeah.
What did you think of the story?
Not a story heavy, it seems, when you get in there. Yeah. It's just kind of like, yeah, this is what you're doing. Yeah, I mean, they basically do what you did right in the beginning. They're like, the evil wizard has this and that and this, and the post-it, pieces everywhere. Go get them. And then
that's it.
Then
You go get them.
Then you get it.
Yeah. Occasionally there'll be you'll run into an NPC or Balazar himself. I keep wanting to say Balthazar. What is that from?
I don't know. Not Balky. That's Perfect Strangers.
God,
Balthazar. What is that from?
I don't know. We'll
Like the
figure it out.
villain from The Golden Child or something?
Somebody
I don't know.
out there is like, "What? You guys are stupid. I can't believe you don't know this."
Mulo will let us know.
That's right. NPCs, most of them that you run into,
Yeah.
don't talk a whole lot.
No.
Like you run up to them, you hit circle, they talk, and then
Yeah.
it's like off to do their little quest. Every so often you'll run into Balazar, and he'll like kind of rope you into like this non-skippable cutscene.
Yeah.
But it's nothing. Like the story is very
Yeah,
basic.
It's secondary.
Here's an excuse to go through 4 different worlds.
Yeah.
3 levels each.
Yeah.
And go on this collectathon adventure. Mm-hmm. Right. I think some people understand this and some people don't, or some people get mad at me when I make this comparison.
Okay.
I call it an N64 game that kind of gets shoved into VR.
Very much so. Yes, I agree. It's like a rare game. It's like a Conker's Bad Fur Day, or what's the other one that they had?
Oh, Banjo-Kazooie?
Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
It's very much like that in a sense, with the whole gameplay. I mean, I don't see how anybody could argue this being like an N64 title.
Yeah, I would actually venture to say the Nintendo developed and Rare developed ones. I mean, maybe a step above this in terms of like,
Yeah.
polish and maybe storytelling and
Yeah.
a bunch of other things. Animation probably.
These at least had voices where the Banjo-Kazooie, the Rare games were like
Right.
all the time, and you're like, God damn. Yeah.
But it is. It's like it's kind of like a second tier
Yeah.
N64 game.
Yeah.
And it sort of gets shoved into VR a little unceremoniously. Like this is not an Astrobot where you're going to be like,
No.
I'm using my head. I mean, occasionally
Getting loaded into the cannons.
getting loaded into the cannons.
Pretty neat.
Yeah. And so there are moments, and even moments that like use the head tilting
Yes.
when you're flying down. What was it? Like a rope or something?
The ropes, yeah.
just
And
getting
the
down.
faster you go, the quicker you go. And then the downhill slope thingy there, too. That was with the head tracking.
So there are VR things that are implemented.
Yeah.
But it still feels like a game that would be totally playable if you didn't have a VR headset on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And like some of the animations, like with the trees, the bushes, all the foliage.
They're all 2D.
Yeah, they follow you.
Yeah.
Like when you turn your head, they do this,
Yeah.
So you're
Like
always
2D
seeing the
2D
front of it.
sprites in a 3D world.
Yeah.
It never goes terribly well.
No, it's
But-
not. Also, it's not horrible.
It's not horrible.
No.
Yeah, so
It's got a charming appearance to it.
it's been a while since I played this game.
Yeah.
I played it today.
Okay.
I spent actually 2 hours starting a new game,
Yeah.
and then I was like, okay, I need to capture footage from like the rest of the game. So I loaded up my first game that had like 93% complete. FYI, no platinum trophy in this game. So despite the fact that there's a shitload of things to do,
No platinum.
you are not going to get a platinum at the end of it. I'm going to ding that one because
Yeah.
for a game like Shadow Legends to get
Yeah.
a platinum, it's like, oh, I got that platinum in maybe 6 hours,
Yeah.
right? And this I've probably spent 12 hours in Mervils.
You have, I'm sure. Yeah.
It's more like an 8-hour game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but no platinum. To be
You were
gotten-
right
to be
with
gotten.
this one. Time wise, there's no like, oh, I finished in 3.
Right. Right, but unlike so here's the reason I brought that up is because I thought this wasn't going to age well.
Okay.
I thought my love of Mervils was it's a charming game, and,
Yeah.
and people who can't see past maybe like the simple aesthetic
Yeah.
aren't going to appreciate this. But man, I spent so much time playing Mervils today and just wanting to explore every single corner.
Well, it's like it reminds me of A Link to the Past, Zelda, A Link to the Past.
Now
in that
there's a
sense.
comparison.
Wow. With the adventure aspect, where you got your swords. Yeah, you have different weapons in this one, but I thought the animations, the look of it, was similar to that old school Zelda type of a feel and
Sure.
look to it. Except in the Smurf village.
Well, I mean, and the entire thing is like they even call it the Mushroom Land or something at some point.
Yeah.
I was like, man, you are getting dangerously close to the Mushroom Kingdom.
I know,
Right?
so close.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, they made it. They pulled it off somehow.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so, in the reason this game takes so long to beat
Oh yeah.
is because even though there's only quick math 12 levels, I think total, you're going to spend, I mean, half an hour, 45 minutes in each one of them.
In each little world of it, yeah,
Yeah.
because there's so many areas to explore. This like hidden things and high up areas that you're like, how do I get to that? And you'll need the potion to jump on the mushroom to get up to there, to do this, to do that, and then leap down the waterfall. I mean, there's so much to it. There's a lot, so it could take you as long as you want it to take.
Yeah, I think like the primary objective in this game, like there's so much stuff to do.
Yeah.
The primary objective in each stage though is to find the missing pages of the Mervils book.
Yeah.
Right. And so you find pages, and you complete those little NPC quests I was talking about.
Yeah.
But generally, those are designed to like give you more pages.
Give you more pages, yeah.
Or a key to open a chest that gives you another page.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's
Everything is
the
pages.
ultimate goal is pages, and then you collect coins along the way.
I love how these Mervils, they want you to get these pages, right? Yeah. But clearly they acquired pages and then locked them into things.
Yeah.
And then are like, if you want that, go do this for me. It's like, dude, I'm trying to save your fucking land here. You know, give me the page.
Yeah.
So no, they make you earn it.
They do.
They're all very friendly, though.
The funny thing is that when they're delivering the story at the beginning,
Yeah.
Who's it? Merlin,
right? With the Y.
With the Y, so it's fine.
Yeah.
So he's telling you the story, and he's like, yeah, all the pages were scattered to the far reaches of the Mervils kingdom.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, there's one right there.
Yeah,
while you're talking, there's one floating right above your
right?
head.
Yeah.
It's like they are pretty obvious.
Yeah.
It's like how come no one has how come we didn't just like call a community meeting and say, everyone bring your pages to the meeting.
Right.
We're good to go.
We're good. We got the book here.
Yeah, they're not really that far stretching.
No.
Not in some like weird ass place. It's like they're all just kind of out in the open.
It's like when a corpse or when there's a body out there. They don't just like one person go and explore the Rockies to find it. No, they'll comb it with a bunch of people.
Right.
It's like this little Mervil mushroom kingdom. Not mushroom. What do they call it? Mushroom realm?
The Mushroom Land. And
Mushroom Land.
The Mervil Kingdom. It's all
They don't work together apparently. You know, they want you to just get it all.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's a little strange.
Yeah.
I'll
forgive them,
but
though.
very typical, third person platformer story.
Yeah.
Here's your excuse to go out and
You go do
fucking
it.
jump around and do stuff.
Then they make you buy items to collect the pages.
And that's about as typical RPG as you can get, right?
Wicked. Oh yeah.
And I don't want to use the term RPG lightly.
Yeah.
There are RPG elements in this.
Yes.
And I'm so glad that it's not just a straightforward 3D platformer.
Yeah.
The pages of the Mervils book and all those coins you collect.
Yeah.
I would say between every world, you should like hit back the main hub.
Yep.
Get back to the main hub. Go see the blacksmith or something, the armory.
Yeah, I can't think of what his name if he had one.
I don't remember if he had a name.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of the game, or anytime throughout the game, you can customize your character's appearance.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Which is neat. Facial hair, the color of your hair on your head, anything. They had all that.
It's not crazy.
No.
But it's like
It's something.
It's something.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you can be a guy or a girl. You can change your hair. You can change your hat. You can do a few different things, and it's all open from the start.
Yeah.
There's nothing locked.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh, that's too bad. Maybe like if the further I got in the game, I could have unlocked like an awesome. I was gonna say mohawk, but they already have those in the game.
They already had that right off the bat. Yeah.
But you go back every few stages with your money and your pages, and you can upgrade your equipment, and you can get like special swords and special shields.
Yeah.
You start the game off, and I think you have like 3 hearts.
Yeah.
Your HP is only 3 hearts. So you can
Yep.
hit 3 times. But I loaded up my saved game. I'm running around with like 8 hearts. I'm like, I'm
Nice.
fucking invincible. I'm killing enemies that have 3 hearts with one swing of the sword.
Yeah.
My new sword that like glows.
Nice.
Right? And for a little 3D platform, I was like, man, it's got an upgrade system. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, and dying, I did die quite a few times. Not many by enemy hits, but more by falling off of shit. And that's where at one point I stopped being so obsessive or obsessed with getting every single coin that I saw on those platforms where it'll tilt when you got to get to the edge, and there's some of the areas where the coins are in such a way where you kind of have to jump almost off and back over onto the platform to get it.
Yeah.
And then dying, I just gave up. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to get the ones on the floaty platform, but I went for every other one that I could possibly see. If I jumped on a mushroom and only hit 2 of them, I would fucking jump again to get the others. Same with going down something. If I missed a few, I'd have to go all the way back up and jump down to make sure I got them. God damn this squeaky chair.
Yeah, we got some real squeaky chairs in here. I gotta get the WD-40 out and make this place squeaky freer.
It's actually our third co-host no one knew of, Little Mousy. He's right there.
God, I hope there's no mice in here.
No.
That'd be awful. It'd be like, oh, Brian, turns out your apartment's not haunted.
Imagine you get that cat. I know, right? And then you find out you got riddled with mice. Imagine you get the cat and then it starts dropping you off all these presents of mice, and you're like, oh, my dear Lord. I had so many mice.
I'm going to give the cat my Amazon wish list and be like, mice are not on it. Just bring me PlayStation Network gift cards.
Yeah.
So you were talking about some of the platforming and falling off the edges.
Yeah.
How much of this do you think was your fault, and how much of it do you think was the game's fault? What do you think of the controls?
I thought the controls were fair. I didn't have any issues with the input lag or any kind of disconnect with it. It's fairly basic, the controls. One is the camera if you want it to follow behind you, or bounce, what do they call it? Snap back into place.
Yeah.
Which is awkward.
So you can actually, so most of the footage we've shown so far has been just what you think of when you think of a traditional third-person platformer.
Yep.
But by default,
Yeah.
the camera is static; it doesn't move, and so you can let your dude run all the way off to the distance, and he starts off big and just really tiny out there, and then whenever you want, you can hit R1. Was it L1? Maybe
I think it was L1 or 2. I forget.
So you hit a button,
Yeah.
and the camera jumps to you
Right back to it. Yeah.
And so if you get motion sickness, this is something, and I know Des got motion sick in this game.
Yeah.
How did you fare?
So surprisingly, I immediately switched it so it was the traditional third-person perspective, and it would follow behind me. And after, I would say, it was probably like 45 minutes in, I started feeling a little queasy. So I lowered the sensitivity of when I rotate the camera, because you can do that. They're pretty good with the customizing of that aspect of things. I reduced it by I cranked it all the way, and I reduced it by half. So it was a little slower with the churns. And I noticed maybe 2 hours in, I was like, I don't want to say ill, but close to it, where I was refusing to acknowledge that it was the game. I'm like, no, Jeremy, you don't get sick from VR. But I actually was. So I had to switch back to the traditional camera and snap it into place every once in a while. And it was comfortable doing it that way. Absolutely. Although I did want it to do the third-person perspective, you know?
I will say, I noticed that the frame rate stuttered when I'm running and turning the camera at the same time.
Okay.
And so I totally see why this would make some people a little bit motion sick.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it hasn't been updated, because these guys have really shown that they know their chops.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to this kind of stuff, they absolutely killed it with Shadow Legend.
Yeah.
You'd think that maybe they'd go back and I mean, maybe Mervils isn't selling at all.
Yeah, maybe it's like, I was the last person to buy it in the last 6 months, and that was
totally
like a couple
possible.
weeks ago. Yeah.
But yeah, but for me, it didn't affect me at all. And I was actually a little surprised, because I don't get motion sickness. Generally, you don't either.
No.
And so, but every so often, when it's the game's fault, when it does something like this, usually I go, oof, I might feel that.
Yeah.
So I was a little surprised that I didn't feel that.
Nice.
So as far as I'm concerned, the controls are accurate, and responsive.
Especially with the jumping aspect of things, which is a huge portion of this game.
It's a lot of the game,
and it was spot on. There was no issues with the edge of something where you could see the ledge ended here, but you'd fall earlier, or you could hang off extra. There was none of that. It was fair. It was like the edge was the edge.
Yeah.
So, and jumping down or onto platforms, it worked well. It was definitely polished in that regard.
I have two issues with the controls.
Okay.
One, when you hit the jump button,
it
doesn't matter how hard or how long you press it.
Yeah.
You're always jumping the exact same height no matter what.
True.
And I don't want to compare. I don't want to start saying, well, this should play more like Mario Odyssey, because this is obviously a much different game.
Yeah.
But honestly, I can't remember the last 3D platform I played where the length of time I held the jump button down
didn't change.
Made no difference.
Yeah.
Like that's weird. And so I kept wanting to have more control over that.
Yep.
But I think the jump that they gave you was perfect to do the things that the game wants you to do.
True.
The other somewhat complaint I have is that, like Mario, Brian, stop comparing this game to Mario, is that I wanted to hold the square button down to run around.
Oh my God. Yes. Well, you couldn't.
Because your guy runs fast enough.
He does.
But sometimes you're just like, I need to get back to the beginning of the level, and you want to hold square and like run even faster.
Yeah.
And man, it would have been so nice if I could do that.
I know.
With a little trail of dust behind me.
Yeah. Or a little boom, and then you run quick, a little
nice.
dash, you know? That'd be awesome.
A little spin dash even.
Right. One thing I noticed, one thing this game did that I've never experienced before, is it had a load screen followed instantly by a countdown timer. So you would watch the percentage of this thing get to 100%, and then it went 3, 2, 1.
Right.
Look at the fuck.
Right.
Every time.
Just watch the loading screen, and now you're telling us we're about to start.
Yeah. Why didn't they just make the loading screen 3 seconds longer and get rid of that, you know?
I don't know.
There was something else. He said there was one of the characters said a word that I never heard pronounced that way before.
The voice acting is not very good.
No, I've heard worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think beyond the quality of the voice acting,
Yeah.
the volume.
Yeah. Well, it was wacky because if you lean towards the character, they'd get louder.
Yeah.
You know, which was neat.
But I kept trying to lean away because they were too loud to begin with.
Oh, and they were yelling.
I must have gone to the options menu 2 or 3 times while I was playing today going, there's got to be an audio options menu where I can just turn the VO down like a half.
Yeah, right?
Like 50%.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I can deal with kind of okay, like average voice acting.
Yeah.
I am myself an okay average voice actor, Honor and Duty D-Day.
Go buy it.
Right. But at least you can turn me off or turn me down.
Yeah.
Right? So that would have been really nice.
Yeah.
4 Worlds.
Yeah.
I mean, very traditional platforming stuff here. The first one's like Green Hill Zone,
Nice
the
and
Mushroom
green,
Kingdom.
yeah.
Second one's Wild West. It's all brown and
The cart.
the cart. Oh my god.
Yeah.
The mine cart.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like the most mobile mine cart ever.
Oh my
You
god.
lean all the way to one side,
yeah,
all the way to
this
the
way.
other side.
Yeah.
Right, and then jump.
Yeah.
And jump while you're leaning. You feel like you're just
Totally.
gonna like throw the thing off the track.
Short rounds. It's like Indiana Jones. You
And
know?
that level goes on forever.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
long.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun. And actually, I hate to say it, made me go, God damn, why isn't there a minecart level in Shadow Legend?
Yeah.
Because in first person,
Oh,
doing
that'd be
that,
awesome.
It would have been awesome.
Getting out of the cart and hitting shit as you know, carts going by. Yeah,
Right.
that'd be sick. Break. Oh, come on, get on that.
And give Darkness Roller Coaster a run for its money.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Anyway, so about 12. Oh crap! I didn't realize how late it was.
Oh shit.
The bosses,
Yeah.
they're rough,
To say the least.
to say the least.
Yeah.
Some of them aren't fun.
No.
It's good that they break up the action, but like
Yeah.
they're like okay at best. And usually when I was done with them, I was like, thank fucking God, I'm never going to worry about that
No
again.
shit, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like we should rate this.
Yeah, we should rate this.
What's our rating scale?
Well, number 1 is blinders off. The smooth churning is on. You can rotate that. All the VR elements are in there. You're fucking in the game, and you forget there's a reality existing out of it. So it's absolutely, you want this thing right now.
So 1 is Resident Evil 7.
Yes, absolutely. 2 is you might want the blinders on. You might want to have the smooth churning turned off. You might want to do a less traditional way of having the camera follow you because you might puke. It's still a good game, but you might want to wait. That's, for a sale or some motion control help, if you will.
Okay.
Number 3 is you're going to vomit if you even look at this game. You don't want it. You want nothing to do with this title. Blinders won't help. I mean, a blindfold would help.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So okay, so 3 is blindfold.
3 is a blindfold, yeah. No controller in hand. Wow. So what do you rate this sucker?
Wow, boy, on that scale, I don't know. So again, I was looking forward to going back and looking at this game with a fresh perspective. Mm-hmm. Very easy in 2017, early 2017.
Yeah.
Like this was 4 months after PlayStation VR came out to go.
7 days before my birthday as well.
7 days before your birthday. We're getting
2 references for that birthday.
Getting
now
closer
in
to your
2 days.
birthday.
Yeah.
If somebody doesn't send them something, I'm gonna be very shocked.
No dead mice, please.
Yeah, you can send it to PO Box 133. we always show you the PO Box. So I had a feeling that this just wasn't going to age well. Mm-hmm. That my love for this game was, an emotional connection. It was like, oh, look at this, a third-person platformer. I didn't think this was going to happen on PlayStation VR, but here it is.
It was
4
a
months
newer
in.
time in the VR world, yeah.
Yeah, but man, I will tell you that I had so much fun today.
Yeah.
I had so much fun today going through this, and I thought the graphics were like crisp and clean. There was no blur. It was just a nice looking thing. I loved to. You kind of referred to the levels as being kind of small, but I don't think they are.
Yeah, you're right.
I would go to the highest cliff or the highest platform in any level and kind of look down and just be like, wow, this is impressive.
Yeah.
And you could see the whole thing. There was no draw distance. It was just
Right?
like,
Yeah.
it was kind of an impressive looking game
true.
And you guys probably looking at this footage going, that's not impressive looking, but it kind of is,
It is.
in a very different kind of way.
Yeah.
The Collectathon stuff had me, I mean, like I said, I spent like 2 hours playing a game I'd already played, trying to do all the Collectathon stuff, being like, oh, wait, where do I get that key? What do I have to do here? And just going back and forth and checking things off the list. One complaint I have that I didn't mention was that your inventory doesn't carry over. So once you leave the first stage of the first world, your inventory disappears. So the things you've completed are complete when you go back.
Yeah.
But you start with a fresh inventory. So if there are things that you needed, like if you didn't find the use for that rope before you left the level, you got to go get the rope first and then go do the rope part of the level.
Yeah.
And so I kind of wish that they had allowed you to keep everything.
True. At least in that zone.
Yeah, at least in the zone. But it was nice to open that inventory chest and see kind of the beginnings of Shadow Legend. I opened my inventory and there's a chest, and it's just like, oh, look what they did to this eventually.
True. Yeah.
Right? And made this kind of like the building blocks of their next game, which is, as we've said, the most VR game we've ever played.
Wicked.
So this can go really any way you want to look at it. I'm giving this game a 2.
Okay.
Right? For $20, I think you're getting more than enough game. Mm-hmm. You're getting 8 to 12 hours of game. Right? You want to sit around and find every single thing you want to find. Man, it's going to take you a long time, and you're going to have fun and get a lot of gameplay out of it.
Yeah.
The fact is, though, it can't compete with other third-person platformers that are currently out there.
No.
And I do still think this is an absolute must-buy when it goes on sale. Mm-hmm. It's been on sale for $6 many times over.
Yeah.
And if you can get it for anything less than $12, I mean, just do it, man. I couldn't believe how much fun I was having today. I was like, this is still a great game.
Yeah.
So it's a 2. It's a strong
solid
2.
2.
Yeah.
Nice.
What about you?
You know, I'm with you. I'm gonna right off the bat. It's a solid 2 for me. There's no doubt. I would say it would become a 1 for me if I didn't experience the motion sickness. I can't fault them for that, even though maybe I can. It's my genetic makeup, I guess, as well too. But
everybody's different,
right? Everybody's different. For the $20, I do think you're getting plenty of game here. There's a lot to do. Yeah. They do give variety, but I found that the variety still didn't quelch some of my boredom, I guess, a little bit at a time.
Okay.
Where I got a little bit over finding all the pages. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, in just doing that over and over such a long amount of time. Mm-hmm. But I can't say that's a fault of theirs whatsoever. They gave you shitloads of gameplay and a lot to collect, a lot to do. Customizing, having a reason to go back to your character creation there and getting more weapons and armor. You know, all that was great. I thought the animations were fine. I thought everything looked wonderful. The draw distance, you're right, was great because you could be up on the highest waterfall and you could see all these areas, even if there was the platforms leading off and if there were things rotating and going up and down to get to that area that was so far away. It was ridiculous. And you could still see it and you could still make it out. And if there was a puzzle piece there, and I mean, not puzzle piece. There's Banjo-Kazooie for you. Right. A map piece or a book page, whatever it might be. I found that they put a lot of care, just like they did in their last title, with, hidden zones and, different variety of gameplay and making it cute and it looked great. I thought it was like I was inside of an old, whatever kind of a toy set you might have had as a kid where you're sitting there playing with your G.I. Joes or something. Except this, you're like ground level, you're in it, and it was fun. Total solid 2. I mean, the price point, even at $20, I think is fine. Yeah. I mean, at like $6, it's ridiculous. At that point, it's a 1. Get it. There's don't even think about it. But solid 2. I think they even for their first title, it was a great job. And then seeing how they followed that up, I cannot wait to see how they followed their last title up now.
Yeah.
It's.
I look at these guys like a smaller independent Naughty Dog, where their first title was this 3D platformer, Crash Bandicoot, right? And then they followed it up with with their Uncharted. It's like they kind of skipped the whole Jack and Dexter thing. So seeing where these guys go next is going to be insane.
Very exciting.
We love these guys, but obviously we want to make sure we're always fair and unbiased.
Oh yeah.
And man, it's I really think this game's kind of a hidden gem. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people out there that might that talk shit about it.
Yeah, there is a little bit.
Maybe you've never played it before.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I think based on the look, you go, why do I need to play that in VR? and then you play it, and you're like, because it's really fun.
Yeah.
And I think that's the answer, because it's really fun.
Yeah, it's almost as close of a VR Zelda as you could maybe get, or a VR Mario.
I'm not going towards those comparisons at
No.
all. No, but man, I had fun, and I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah.
I was curious to see how you were going to react, because I know this is not one of Dez's favorite games.
No.
I don't think he enjoyed it at all. So give it a shot.
Yeah, definitely.
It looks like something you might enjoy. Check it out or wait for a sale. $6 is absolutely no brainer. And I think that was just like a couple weeks ago it was on sale,
That
right?
was, yeah.
Very recently.
Yeah, very. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Man, I got to say, I'm super excited for next week's show.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is that the one I'm thinking of?
It is, man. It's been a highly requested one.
Yeah.
And it's given me an excuse to go back and play a game that I've been wanting to go back and play.
I'm scared.
No spoilers.
Nope.
But we'll see you next week. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
So let's call it quits for another episode of Why We Love PlayStation VR. I'm Brian Paul.
And I'm Jeremy King. And we'll see you next week.